immigrants aren't needed or wanted in the United States, clearly by all the ICE raids you're seeing. But what about this? I'm just wondering, because all the U.S. citizens were saying that immigrants are stealing U.S. jobs, and that once all the immigrants are deported out of the country, that they're going to like reclaim the jobs that have been stolen by the immigrants. But I'm just still wondering, like, what's going on here? That's right, because immigrants and migrant workers have been deported on mass scale or detained illegally without due process. And you know what's happening? They're not going back to work. And so you've got farms that are completely void of any workers. Farms have actually collapsed after decades of being a provider of food for the United States. And I'm just wondering, how long until you realize that that Whopper you've been eating has a lot of stuff that you're gonna need? And if these immigrants aren't here actually, doing all of the jobs that these Americans don't seem to want to go off and get off their couch and go do, then who's gonna do them? Because all I know is that this is going on all across the country, and the United States is a farm country. Farming is one of the main things that the United States does. And if we don't have migrant workers actually working on the fields to do the work, then where's our food coming from, genius? Because apparently Timmy, Todd, and Tucker aren't getting out there and picking tomatoes or other produce off the trees and stuff like that. Because I know, hell, I'm outside right now and I'm sweating 6 pounds of sweat right now. So can you imagine any U.S. citizens actually going out there? Because if they were, we wouldn't have this. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment, repost, and share this if you feel it's just as unjust as I do.
This is awful discouraging. We do our very best to grow a good crop to feed the world, and then we can't hardly give it.
The fields stretching across the United States have fallen into an unusual silence, not because the harvest season has ended, but because the crops are slowly withering away. By September 2025, more than 400 million...
Across the heartland of America, a silent crisis is unfolding. Fields once teeming with life now lie barren, as 7 major crops, citrus, berries, vegetables, grapes, tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries, decay in the fields. This isn't just a seasonal setback. It's a stark warning sign of deeper systemic issues threatening the very foundation of American agriculture. The immediate cause? A severe labor shortage. In states like California, Texas, and Pennsylvania, immigration enforcement actions have led to up to 70% of farm workers abandoning their posts. With harvest seasons at their peak, crops are left unharvested, leading to significant losses. Farmers are finding themselves unable to secure enough workers, even as they offer higher wages and improved working conditions. The reliance on immigrant labor, which comprises a substantial portion of the U.S. agricultural workforce, has made this shortage particularly devastating. But the challenges don't end there. Climate change is exacerbating the situation. Unpredictable weather patterns, including severe droughts and unexpected floods, are damaging crops and disrupting planting schedules. Regions like the Midwest, traditionally known...
Wait, you mean to tell me Americans don't want to pick lettuce for $2 an hour? No. Now the farmers are crying because they can't find any workers. Ain't that something? After you pushed out all of the immigrant workers who actually did the job, now you're standing around wondering why Chet and Kaylee won't come pick your cabbage in 100-degree weather for $4.75 and a Capri Sun? Y'all really thought folks were going to jump at the chance to break their backs for pennies on a dollar. But you know what's even funnier, y'all? Some of these farmers say the American workers they do get, they don't even last the whole damn day. One guy said somebody walked off by lunch, and honestly, I support it. Listen, I wouldn't be out there picking strawberries and fighting bees and being dehydrated just so that farmer could sell those strawberries for $12.99 a box at Whole Foods. Negative. See, they've been telling you this lie for years. They took our jobs. Nah, Americans, you didn't want those jobs. You just didn't want them to have the jobs either. Now look at you, a field full of crops and not a soul to pick them. Next time, think twice before turning labor into a culture war. Because now, it's just you and your own damn tomatoes.
This is the consequences when we chose the wrong direction. Oh my God. Yes. It is what it is. Make America great. Yeah, low prices.
The lack of immigrants in the Central Valley of California and western Arizona is starting to be felt, with farmers there saying that 70 to 80% of their crops are likely to die in the fields. They won't go picked. One farm superintendent said normally he has 300 workers a day, and today he could barely find 50. Another that normally employs 70 a day could barely find 17 today. And these farmers are directly tying this to Donald Trump's immigration policies, saying that the workers that do show up are less productive than ever because they're worried about ICE raids at any given time. And the majority of the workers just don't even bother to show up. They haven't left the country. They're just hiding because when they leave their homes, they're arrested and they're detained by individuals claiming to be ICE who may or may not be. And a lot of them say it's not worth the risk to just disappear because that's what they've seen. Their family members and their friends have just gone to work one day and disappeared, never to be heard from again. Some are showing up months later in countries that they're not from, they have no affiliation with, and they've never been to. But others have been missing for months, and nobody knows where they are.
Do y'all see what's going on with the crop fields all over the country? By the way, all of those are oranges, y'all. This is in South Jersey. But do y'all see what's going on? I'm not here to scare anybody or push fear content, but family, food is about to soar once again. Why? Well, y'all see, if you haven't heard, currently there's a whole bunch of videos of ICE agents going around and just raiding random places, y'all. And the fields for harvesting food has been one of the biggest ones, and now we're in September and you guys can clearly see what's happening. Look at this entire strawberry field in Tampa just completely rotten. Yo, I'm in Florida and I didn't even notice, like, Tampa's literally my neighbor. I had no idea. America's really in that F around and found out stage now because they thought Donald Trump was going to help them and make everything cheaper, bring gas down and all this type of stuff, but it's the complete opposite. I said he is here to just dismantle this entire false corporation.
We're here. We are here at the FAFO stage. This is really bad. And if you appreciate my content, please engage with this video. I'm just going to read this to you. Multiple Texas farms shut down after almost 100% of workforce vanishes overnight. In a stunningly swift overnight change, some Texas farm operations had to shut down after losing virtually all of their workforce. An exodus triggered by the increase in immigration raids and increased enforcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you when it comes to food, make sure you are stocked up because something big is about to happen with the food. Remember, it started with the porch and everything, y'all. So y'all see it, don't act like y'all don't know, okay? But yeah, did y'all hear about this? Let me know down in the comments below, y'all. I've been telling y'all the shift this year. Y'all feel it. Let's continue to get it. Peace out.
Trump's mass deportations have caused a labor crisis in California's $50 billion agriculture industry. Farm workers, many of whom are undocumented immigrants, are afraid to show up for work, leaving crops to rot in the fields and farmers struggling with severe labor shortages. These workers are the backbone of our food supply, yet fear and instability are tearing apart families and communities. The result? Higher food prices, struggling local economies, and long-term damage to America's agricultural strength. It's time to value the workers who feed us, not criminalize them.
Fam, what is this nonsense I'm hearing about white Midwestern farmers thinking black folks were going to come and work their goddamn fields after they mass deported all of the migrant workers? What in the fuck they don't know us at all. They don't know any fucking thing about us. Like our own fucking parents and grandparents didn't size our asses the fuck up. Let us know everything about ourselves. Like when my grandmother looked at me at a young age and said, "Young lady, you need to keep your black ass in school and go on to college. Working outdoors is not for you." That's my fucking grandmother. She knew me. She was right. So what did I do? Stayed my ass in school. Went on off to college. Now you're looking at a six-figure nigga. What in the fuck would I look like picking Earl's corn? Earl can kiss my ass. If he could do my black job, I wouldn't have it, now would I?
Brothers and sisters, welcome back. Today we're diving into a story that's both ironic and eye-opening. A story of how many white MAGA farmers across the United States are facing a harsh reality. Their crops are rotting in the fields because they can't find enough workers. For years, these farmers supported strict immigration policies, believing it will protect American jobs and values. But now those very policies are threatening their livelihoods. Let's explore how this happened and what lessons America can learn from it. Across major farming states like California, Texas, Florida, and even parts of the Midwest, farmers are struggling to harvest crops from strawberries and tomatoes to onions and apples. Entire fields are being left unpicked. The reason, a severe shortage of laborers. Traditionally, much of America's agricultural workforce has been made of immigration labor, particularly from Latin America. These workers have handled the physically demanding seasonal work that few local Americans were willing to take on. But in recent years, as anti-immigrant rhetoric grew louder and immigration policies tightened, fewer workers have been available. Deportations increased, visa processing slowed, and fear spread among migrant communities. The result, crops rot while farmers cry for help. Many of these farmers supported the very political movement that promised to crack down on immigration, believing it would somehow make farming stronger and more American. But farming isn't just about tractors and seeds, it's about labor. You can have the best land and equipment in the world, but without workers to pick the produce, you have nothing to sell. The MAGA era policies, including tougher border enforcement and cuts to seasonal worker programs, reduced the available labor force dramatically. Now, those same farmers who once cheered for stricter immigration laws are realizing the true cost: unharvested crops, financial losses, and even bankruptcies. This isn't about blame, it's about recognizing how policy decisions can have unintended economic consequences. When crops go unharvested, it's not just the farmers who suffer. Prices at grocery stores rise, food waste increases, supply chains weaken. In 2023 alone, American farmers reported losing hundreds of millions of dollars due to labor shortages. Some crops were left in the ground because hiring American citizens at higher wages simply wasn't sustainable for farm owners already battling fuel and fertilizer costs. Ironically, while many Americans say they want US jobs for US workers, very few apply for these physically demanding, low-paying farm jobs. Studies show that even when offered higher wages, most local workers quit after just a few days in the fields. So the question becomes, who will feed America if the people doing the work can't or won't come? What's happening now is a reality check. It shows that America's food system depends deeply on immigrant labor, people who leave their homes seeking better opportunities and in turn help feed millions of Americans. This situation could have been avoided with more balanced policies, ones that combine border security with humane, practical immigration reform. Instead, political slogans replace smart planning. The truth is, America's farms thrive when inclusion thrives. When we recognize that labor, no matter where it comes from, is vital to the nation's survival. If there's one takeaway here, it's that cooperation, not division, grows stronger harvest. Brothers and sisters, the story of MAGA farmers losing crops to labor shortages isn't just about politics, it's about cause and effect. It's about how fear and short-sighted decisions can backfire even on those who supported them. As the fields lie empty and the fruits of hard work rot away, the message is clear: America's success has always depended on people working together. across race, class, and nationality. Let it be a reminder not of blame, but of wisdom. When we stand together, the harvest is always richer. Now, thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe, comment, like, and share this video. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.